What's up, fam? How you living? Never start a broadcast like that. Unless it's your show and you can do what you want. Welcome. Tonight we're going to talk about maximizing profits because that's what I said we're going to do and that's what we're going to do. Maximizing profits. Let's talk about how you can today. That's what it says and that's what I'm going to deliver on. But I was just feeling so excited. It's great to be here. I love sharing with you. Love presenting in person. And love doing these live. So, you've got questions, I've got answers. Welcome to the Mario Ficini Show. I'm going to be your host, Mario Ficini. What if I didn't want to be your host? Who else would it be? It's no one else's name. I'm going to be your host, but just for tonight. Not all the other times and not into the future. Just tonight, it's going to be me. So, maximizing profits. Tell me what your business is. Tell me what you do. Tell me where you're from. I'm going to lower the music and take a sip of this water. We're going to get the party started. It's already started. But I was talking to some people. I'm excited. I know what's going out in the email later this week. And it all deals with it. So I figured, hey, why not share it live? That's what we do, right? So, had a lot of conversations. A lot of people want to book calls. And, they go through the qualification process. The ones that make it through, I get on the phone and help them. And did more of that today, got more lined up the next couple of days. And every single one has something in common. Guess what it is? They want to all grow their business. They all want a faster way to do it. They want a more efficient way to do it, a more funnish way to do it. And I love sharing it with them because a lot of these things that I go over in my training, they're not rocket surgery. They're just common sense. Paper, pen. That's it. Susan, whether you're on right now or let's see if you commented here because I do have an answer for you. I asked, what's your biggest business challenge right now? And Susan says, getting new clients, getting consistent sales. What's her business? She says, I sell makeup and skincare, but can't get anyone to sign up to host a party. I sell maybe 2 products a month via my Facebook group. And that's good. It's a good start. Whether you sell skincare or not, or you have an in-person business or not, or you do things virtually, or you do consulting, or you're an author, or whatever you do. Consistency is key and sales are key. How you do it is the thing. Someone called last night and was asking, about A, B, and C. And I was talking to them and I was saying, ask someone, they actually want to promote me, which I appreciate. And they said, how can I best promote you? I say, when people start talking about leads, I want more leads. I want more sales. I want more visibility. There's like 3 steps here. Leads, you might not have enough leads. If you don't have enough leads, you're not going to get enough sales. But conversely, there's people that have so many leads, they still have a problem with sales. I go, well, if you got 100 leads a day coming in that are somewhat qualified, you should have 0 problems closing even 20% of them. Because 20% of the people will buy some of the time, 20% will buy never, and the other 60% is how good you are. So at the very least, 15, 20% is pretty much a given if you're just trying something. So some people that say, I got all the sales in the world and all the leads in the world, but I can't get sales. I go, okay, well, let's look at your process. What are you saying? What is the script? What is the pre-authority information you're giving them? There's a lot of things that go into it that makes all this easier. Most people start at leads, sales, and then after the fact, and they never spend 1 iota of a time beforehand. And truthfully, that's the whole point of marketing. You get them to that point, so when you are talking, you're not starting the process. You're already 50 to 80% of the way through. But let's say your leads and sales are good. It's the behind the scenes. I get all the sales, I get all the leads in the world. And some people, they do the highbrow thing. They're like, we get enough leads, we get enough sales. then why are you here? Clearly, you knew the name of the presentation was how to turn your expertise into profits. If you had zero inkling that you needed any of it, you would have not showed up. So tell me, why are you here? And then once they get out of their own way, what generally happens is I can ask them some certain questions and they say, leads are good, sales are good. But how they're doing it, they're killing themselves in the process. And I don't agree with that either. So for Susan, and Susan, if you're here, I think you may be because I see a bunch of people joining. So welcome. Susan, if you're here, can you give me the, trying to see what this thing is, that shocker face, the little I'm surprised thing, because it's very uncommon. So that's why I'm having you do that one. But to answer your question, I sell maybe 2 products a month via my Facebook group, but can't get anyone to sign up to host a party. No matter what your business is, again, if you're in skincare or not, this is directly for Susan, and she writes. But whatever your business is, whatever you're selling, let's take this yummy bottle of water. Oh, there is Susan. Yay. Say hi. And showcase you. Yeah, I don't like that icon, but thanks for doing it. It looks even weirder on my... Oh, you can see it now since I popped it up. He looks really mad. The one over here on the screen looks a little happier, but let's say you have this bottle of water here. I'm not showing you. Hold on. Here we go. Now I can showcase it, right? Even if you have a bottle of water, most people will say, hey, Kev, how's it going? Why is he laughing at you? Why is he laughing at you? Most people say, I sell water. I sell bottled water. You should buy bottled water from me. Here's my number. Not saying you're doing that, but this is kind of what I say to everyone. Whether it's a roofer, a contractor, bottled water, you're a florist, you have a car garage, you're an author. Rolf, how is it going? Had such a fun time with you. Look forward to seeing you again. I was thinking about you and Renee earlier. Congrats again. No matter what you're selling, you have to lead with the benefits. You're thirsty. I sell water. Do you even know if I want water? What if I want some of my blueberry juice that's 100% like blueberries and strawberries and the Blue Machine? What if it's something healthy? What if I don't want anything healthy? What if I want a nice, tall, ice-cold pop? You have to qualify them. You can't just say, oh, you said you're thirsty. Well, let me tell you about everything I do. This water's got a clear bottle, and the cap is this, and the thing is that. And look at this. It's even dented on the bottom. Not all bottles are dented on the bottom. Look at that. I ain't even going to charge you extra for that. Did I even say I wanted water? So if you do ask me and I say that I want water, now what is the benefit of me buying water from you? So I'm using water as an example because it applies to the skincare and it applies to everything else. And I sincerely don't want you to think I'm singling you out. If you can give me a confirmation of that, that would be great. Rolf says, going good in Southgate. When did you leave? I just saw you like 2 nights ago. How was the flight? And yes, it was a great party. So I've never used water as an example, but so many people go, well, look at the label. Let's pretend it was, I'm not going to say the name, but let's pretend it came from a volcanic mountain rock over in New Zealand / Thailand area. It's from the island of, well, look at the bottle. It's square and it does this and it does this. And, there's all these different things. And then Tinkerbell from Peter Pan flew over and sprinkled fairy dust on it. And that's why our story's better. Sip it. You'll taste the difference. Ooh, I feel so much. I'm like invincible now. Maybe for some people that's what they want. But the benefit maybe is the story. I'm not going to get into the scientific proof of it, because there's all kinds of people that argue the point, well, that's all crap. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it works for them. I suggest leading with the truth, but tell the story about it. Why is it better? Don't just bullet point, oh, well, it comes in a bottle and does this, the other thing. Well, great. How do you differentiate yourself? That's the thing. You need to differentiate yourself. So now, Susan, I am going to go back and ask you something specifically, because your problem I want to help you with says, I can't get anyone to sign up to host a party. So what are you currently saying to them to host a party? If you could type that in, that'd be fantabulous. Rolf says on Monday. Oh yeah, that was just yesterday. Was that last night? Yesterday? Susan, excellent. And we got more people joining. You're welcome to tell me where your business is from, what you do, and what your product is, because the whole point of this is to maximize profit. That's what I want to help you do in the short time that we have. And if you're just watching, no pressure. If you could, however, hit the heart button. Yeah, let's do the hearts now. Let's hit the heart one. If you don't want to say anything, at least let me know you can. Oh, I didn't even do that. Let me know you can hear and see me. I take it everyone can, because no one has said the audio or video looks bad or sounds bad. Kevin, how's it going? Welcome. So yeah, if you can let me know. And how does the audio and video look? Always, always, always ask that when you're doing yours. Okay, I post releases of new products. I post Hostess rewards calendars. What is the Hostess reward calendar? I swear to you, I thought that was the cupcakes. And I know you're not referencing that. Love you too, Kev. Post releases of new products. I post Hostess reward. Yeah, I swear to you, I thought that was like Twinkies and stuff. I take it in this instance, you mean the Hostess, the rewards for hosting the party? So let me ask you this. What is the point of asking different people to host it? Is it also to get them involved, or is it because you get access to their circle of friends that will be coming to the party that you may not have otherwise? Or is it strictly, like when I'm looking at venues for events, is it strictly just location? Because sometimes you might want to be in a different area. Sometimes it's for the audience. Sometimes it's strictly the location. Sometimes it's the food. So what I'm asking for is the benefit of it. If you ask anyone, would you like to host a party? What are the three benefits to them? If they say yes to you, what do they get out of it? I get access to their circle of friends. Cool. So that's the benefit to you. What is the benefit to them? What's three of them? We got more people. If you want to spectate on the side, that's cool. Just hit the love on the reaction button with the heart. If you want to participate, it's cool too. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and what your business is. Perfect. Here we go. 1. Susan says they get free products. Awesome. What's number 2? And how long do the parties last? On-screen update. How long? That's so cool. Welcome also. We got more people joining. Thanks for the love. How are you, Shar? And who else is hiding? They can get free products. Here we go. So they can have a fun night out, and the products aren't specifically for women. Guys can use the skincare items too. Parties last about 2 hours. How many of them have you done? How many of them have you had? Have you done like 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20? Have you ever done, the reason I'm asking, have you ever done a survey after? What did you like about it? What could be improved? I know time is a big one. I've spoken at a lot of events. I'm speaking at a lot of upcoming events. And one of the number one things is how long the event is and how long it is and how engaging it is. People will stay all day if they're getting something out of it, enjoying it. Conversely, it can be an hour long and they can absolutely avoid it like the plague because of who's in charge of it. I know that neither of those are like, you're in between that, but I've been to some and I'm like, holy crap, like looking at my watch. Oh, I forgot to put my watch on. I meant to do this before, but because we need that for the 60-second shot clock. But I sit there and I'm like, is this thing over yet? Is this guy done? Why did I come here? Oh. And it was usually to support someone, or maybe I thought it would be beneficial and it turned out it wouldn't be, or, just whatever the case is. People have all kinds of stuff, but people are busy. So if you can make it really engaging, my own launch party a year ago. Oh, I love launch parties. That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's very exciting. I love launch parties. But if you do the survey after the fact, for anyone that is hearing this, if you put on any type of live back get feed, if anyone watching this does any type of event, always get feedback, whether it's live or virtual. You want to know what the people are thinking. Full transparency, there's times I've done stuff just for the feedback. Because you could go, well, it's an opportunity to influence them and sell them. I think, everything is, but I always look for an opportunity to help people. And how can I truly help someone if I don't know what they're thinking? You might think this is entertaining. Great. But that's not my goal. Only. My goal is to help you maximize profit, like I put in the title. That's what the headline's for. But if you're doing stuff and you're saying one thing and doing another, and you go, hey, this event will have A, B, and C, everyone has preconceived notions of what you're doing. I go to events all the time. I've spoken at a ton of them. And, there's someone just booked me for a couple weeks from now. And I go, okay, it's an hour long. What is the breakdown of that hour? First 10 to 15 minutes will be networking. The next 10 or 15 are a member spotlight. And then I go, I wrap things up for the next half hour. It's an hour long. I know some organizations that I've spoke to, they want me for an hour or hour and a half to speak. And if it's like 2 or 3 hours, they might do a full hour of networking. Generally in 2 to 3 hours, it's like networking before, they might make some announcements, and then it's the speaker, and then light networking after. And that's a general format, but I've seen every different kind of combination you can think of. And there's nothing worse than going into it. Here's the thing. Make an agenda so people know beforehand. It's going to be from 6 to 9. Here's what we're going to cover, and maybe even put the time slots. But here's the other thing. It gets tricky when you put the time slots, because then if you're 5 minutes past the announcements, if it's announcements are from 6 to 6:15 and you go to 6:20, some people have a real problem with that. When really, in my mind, just like with school, it was classes from 6 to 8, 6 to 9. I remember the teacher wasn't there for 8 minutes one day, and everyone was like, I'm going to walk out if she's not here for another hour. I'm thinking, you blocked off 3 hours for class. Who cares if she gets here in an hour from now? You blocked off 6 to 9. What, you had an appointment at 6:15? You were going to ditch class then? I mean, don't blame you, but the point is you just want to have the expectations matched up. So There may be some discrepancy with that. There may not, but it's just something simple you can look at and say, hey, here's the event. Here's what it entails. It only takes 2 hours. Not only are you going to benefit your friends and it gives you a fun night out, but hey, I'll give you some free products. To the point of the free products. How many? How much? Are you going to give me a free lipstick? And I know they're not cheap, but are you going to give me a free lipstick, or are you going to give me like a whole makeover kit for $200? So there's a difference there. You can say they get free gifts, but I know people that they got a $5 bracelet and other people are giving away $100 worth of stuff. So talk to me about that piece of it. The free products, where is it on the comments here? They can get free products. What do they get and how much is it valued at? Because you have to quantify the 2 hours of time plus the influence of their friends. Make it a sweet deal. Curious where you're at with it now, though. And we're on water break. New people just joined. Welcome. I'm Mario Ficini. Welcome to the Mario Ficini Show. You caught me drinking water. If you'd like to participate, let me know who you are, where you're from, and what your business is. If you want to enjoy the show and just be entertained, well, I'm here for that too. Do me a favor and just hit the love button, just so I know you can hear me and see me. Check for the comments. Good, good, good. Oh, and that's Susan. Thank you for that, Susan. Thank you for that, Kevin. Kevin says, you are always entertaining. Thank you, as well as wellspring, if knowledge. Thank you. I love the water reference. Oh, and more people joined. Welcome, people. So I have a little bit more time for more comments, questions, and great ideas. Don't care about the concerns. And that's a story in and of itself. If you want to ask, leave me a comment below. Maybe I'll share it. Oh, you know darn well I'm going to be the last person on planet that cares about that. I just read the stuff. I got 2 bright lights in my eyes. 2 soft boxes. Yeah, wellsprung of knowledge. I figured that's what you meant. Appreciate it, though, Kev. So, Susan, if you can tell me about the products. They have Fun Night Out products. Yeah, so what is the dollar value of it? And it seems like you covered the 3. What are a couple more? The example I always use, whether I'm speaking to an audience or doing a training on here, think of this as a court case, okay? You need to stack the deck and build the case so ironclad. Pretend you're on the trial of your life, and it depended on you selling someone on the fact that they should host one of your parties. Okay? How can you stack the deck in their favor? Because the benefit has to be about them. We know that it benefits you, and that's good, just like any business. But so many companies lead with, again, I sell water. Here's bottled water. You should buy it from me. Why? Why? I go over this on my audio program, and your brain goes through a series of events. You get the attention, you have to have the authority, and you have to advise them and give them information that completes the cycle. You watch a lot of these commercials and they just go rant, rant, rant about whatever, and there's some shock and awe thing, and then it's like, whoa, Batman. And then you go, what did that have to do with cleaning a floor? Nothing, absolutely nothing, but they just focus on the attention. A lot of the big ad agencies only focus on the attention and making it look pretty. The brain doesn't work that way. You have to have a support. You have to have a support of information that goes through it. So, the way your brain works, you can actually capitalize on it or make your life the most frustrating thing ever on the face of earth with your own marketing. Lead with honesty and the truth. Tell them what you do and what are the benefits for them. People asked at the last presentation. I said, all right, I'm going to open this up for questions, and there's a room full of people. It was in person. They go, what do you think I could do to improve my ads? I go, okay, it's a great question. It applies online, offline, billboard, non-billboard, right? I go, does anyone have an ad pamphlet or flyer with them that they can show me? I have no problem doing it on the spot. If sincerely, if you see, when you're watching this right now, if you got a URL you want to drop in here, I'll happily look at the link and tell you what I see you can improve. It's always half a dozen things, even within a minute. So some of them had them. I go, great, let's take a look at them. I go, now who doesn't have one with you? Majority of the room. Because honestly, it's kind of weird when you go to a networking event or a business event and you're going, here you go, here's my whole roster of information. Like, if you got a business card, cool, but don't really need a 30-page catalog. I'm not going to look at it now, and I'll probably ask you if you can give it to me later. So if I sincerely want it, that way I don't need to carry it around the whole event. What is this, Disneyland? No, come on, connect with the people. So you want the information to be quick and discernible, but it has to follow a process. So I go, who doesn't have one? It was majority of the room. I go, who does? And it was 3 people out of like 35 or so. And so what is that, 10% of the room? Roughly, just under. And I go, well, cool. Who doesn't, who are the people that don't have it? Don't feel like you're left out, because I'm going to tell you it's the same thing, because the fact that you're asking tells me you don't know the format. Nothing against it, but let's correct it. Who wants to correct it? Great. Headline, subheadline, benefits, call to action. There's actually a format I share in my class that it's a generic, here's how you make the proper ad. And it's always amusing to me because it's the easiest thing. Try it in black and white. If you can't do it in black and white, adding color is going to do nothing but drive everyone nuts even further. And I saw a website for a place I'm going for lunch tomorrow, and it looked really great. Meeting up with someone, excited about it, look at the website, never been there before. I'm like, wow, this looks great. And then scroll down and their Facebook page, they have piped in, they have some really ugly advertisement. And they use this bright yellow, like in a coupon book. And it's a nice place. I'm like, ugh. They would have been better off with nothing, and I would have had an impression of what they were. And they just ruined it by the colors. Now, the ad doesn't even work in and of itself, but by adding the color, oh, we'll get more attention. Yeah, but it's wrong. Just formats. It's like riding a bike or driving your car. If you don't have gas in it, you got a problem. If you're missing a tire, you've got a big problem. If you have an anchor tied to your trailer hitch that's not on wheels, you're going to be dragging. Doesn't matter if you paint it red or not. So Susan says, if they book a party, they automatically get a free product. Varies through the month, different options in different days. Then as the party sales total a company set minimum, the hostess gets a free lipstick all the way up to more than one free product. I'll PM you a calendar of what I mean. Cool. So it sounds like you have this pretty ironed out, which is good. They get different options on different days. So is there any set minimum? It sounds like the lipstick. I was totally just guessing with the lipstick. it's very common from what I hear, so that's why I said it. If the hostess gets free lipstick all the way up to more than one free product. How much are the lipsticks? 15 to 30 bucks or more? I'm not sure what the line is, but the little I do know about cosmetics, I believe they're around that price. Do you have any set minimum, though? So you can at least have a $50 worth of thank you for the 2-hour party. Because depending on who you're talking to, if they make 25 or 50 an hour, they might not want to trade 2 hours for a $15 product. If they make 100 or 200 an hour, you're going to have to stack the deck even more. And if they make over 200 an hour, you're going to have to really stack the deck. But the point is, it's just got to be equitable for them, whether they want to get started or not. Yes, it's a night out, but there is a fair amount of work and you're tapping into their influence of friends. So as long as you make it, you want to make it such a good deal. Again, with the court case, if you're on the trial of your life and it's dependent on you booking a party, how can you stack the deck so much? I always look for 3 to 5 at a minimum, 3 to 5 times whatever the investment is. So if it's a $100 ticket, how am I going to deliver $300 to $500 of value? And really, I aim for 10 times, but I always, at a bare minimum, do 3 to 5 times. So, okay, Kevo, thank you. Lipsticks are 25 each. So, again, with demographics, are you talking to people who make 25 an hour, 50, 100, or 200 an hour? If they make 25 an hour, this might be a good deal for them. If they make 50, 100, or plus, it may not. And that might be why it's hard. At the end of the day, no matter what the variables are, all it is give them 3 to 5 to 10 times the value of whatever they're trading for it. Company set party minimum is $300. So is that what you have to do in sales for them to break a new commission level? And I see a private message over here. Susan sent calendar. Cool. Let's take a look at this. March. Book this week for free gloss. Book this week for free shadow sense. Book this week for free lip balm. Book this week for mystery gift. Sweet. So you have 4 different benefits. Last thing, and then I'm going to open it up for questions in a few minutes, and then I have to go. So with all of that, the Gloss, Shadow Sense, Lip Balm, and Mystery Gift, are those company set, or did you just come up with that as an incentive? I'm curious how much leeway you have with this. And if you could explain the company set minimum of 300 to me, that would help out also. Because all this is, when you break down to it, I went through this exercise with someone earlier today. Can't show that side and probably shouldn't show this side, but there's numbers on here. And I said, what's your audience? How big is your list? And what's your revenue goal? And I'm not going to share the private numbers, but I'm looking at it. And we had a breakthrough in about 25 minutes just with some simple questions and writing it down. So my question with the company party is, do you have to sell a minimum of 300 for them to get more gifts? And you don't need to share this. If you want to send it to me privately, that's totally fine. How much do you generally make from it? Because if you're giving them a lipstick, and I'm not sure what Shadow Sense is, but free lip balm, free lip gloss, all these things, I don't know the price points of them, but even if it's another $25, it's kind of a break even. Let's say they make $20, $25 an hour. It's about the lowest anyone would be making. You're breaking even. If it's 2 hours a time, they make $25 an hour. You're right at, if I do this, might be fun, but if I don't, I still have 2 hours. How do you turn that $25, $50 incentive into $100 worth of incentive? Company set incentives we're allowed to do. 300 in total party sales before the hostess can receive more rewards. How often do you break that then? And what is their reward? Is it another $10, or is it another 30, or is it another 100? And that's a good goal. 300 is a fair amount. So I would leave you with this. If the company set incentives you're allowed to do, is that just product-wise? Are you allowed to sweeten the deck with anything of your own, even if it's a $10 or $20 gift card on Amazon or anything, really? A lot of people say coffee, but if someone doesn't drink coffee, gift cards with cash or gift cards at Amazon are pretty much gold. I haven't hit it yet. Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. Not everyone is as open and as honest as you're being. Haven't thought about those extras. Okay, cool. That's what I want you to take away from this. Because it doesn't really matter what it is. Because if you're targeting, I would just venture to say women. All of those lip balms and glosses, they're going to love. Right? It doesn't appeal to me as much. I'd honestly be more incentivized with a case of water. And some people say, oh, I'll take you out for drinks. I don't really care that much. I'd rather have water or like fruit juice or something. Now, if someone says, I'll give you 10 cases of water, but it's $100 worth of my time, I can get $40 or $50 worth of water on my own. And it's really not that hard. I could actually have it delivered to the house. You know what I mean? So you just want to, that's how I think about it, because there's been times when people say, I'll give you X, Y, Z, and it's literally a break even. And I go, it's not, you can't ever get time back. So how do you sweeten the deck, whether it's company set or not? How can you just make it a better offer, an irresistible offer? You know, if your minimum is to sell more and you need to get to that $300 level, maybe there's some things you can do. Like I was sharing, we'll go back about 18 minutes ago, and I said, whether it's leads or sales or the after unit, what are you doing ahead of time? Because that's the marketing. Maybe you do a split commission with the person hosting it. Now, if you do, so some people go, I don't want to split the commission. Okay, well, let's just look at this. If your goal is to hit 300 and you've been doing 1 or 2 or 250, what if with their help and influence and confidence, you can do 6, 7, 8, 9? Because as long as you're over 600, I'd venture to be in split commission doesn't mean 50-50. You can split it however you want, you know. So maybe you do more ahead of time to promote it and do certain things that people are inclined to. And, you know, we didn't have time to get into this, but how many people show up? What's the average sale? What are the main products? What's the most profitable product? You know, if your goal is to hit the minimum, is that the revenue or profit goal? There's all these different things that you can say, hey, let's focus on these 4 products and figure out our customer, who this is going to hit the most, and then find the top 10 or 15 people that would see the benefit see the benefit in this the quickest. Because if you get the right people in place, you shouldn't have a hard time doing 300 in sales or whatever. 300, 400, 500. I think it almost always comes down to, and I talk about this in my book, the market, the message, and the media. A lot of people are talking to the wrong market. And all you do is switch the market over and you go, you know, what if the average sale you could take from 25 or 50 bucks to 200? And only 5 people were there. You'd have $1,000 in sales versus needing 10 or 20 people at a smaller amount for the same thing. And I guarantee you, I'll virtually guarantee you, the people that will spend more will also be more inclined to buy more and happier. So I'll open up for questions real quick. Got a few minutes. I do have to run though. And since I put my watch on, here's why we, there we go. Doesn't take batteries. I had to wind it up a little bit. Now it's moving. All right, 60 seconds, 60-second shot clock. Oh, you're very welcome, Susan. I hope it helped. Thank you for your time. My pleasure. Thank you for your participation. Yeah, and we got about a minute left. What is your most profitable product? And what products have you sold at the previous parties? Because I know you have more than one product, which is great. But look at it, because the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule, if you have 100 products, 20 of them are going to be 80% of your revenue. And the other 80 are going to be 20%. Focus on the 20%. And then take that 20% and look at the 80-20 of that. And you'll realize that 4 of them are really, really the ones you should be focusing on. And the rest, they're kind of there. But a lot of people focus on the whole thing, and then 1 week they're promoting this, 1 week they're promoting that. Focused on the most profitable ones first. What should you be thinking when trying to book parties? What should you be thinking when trying to book parties? Benefit to the host. Benefit to the host. There's a lot of people that if you made the deal sweet enough, they'd say, how often can you do this? And they'd want you in there once a week. I think the issue is it's the value for the trade time, or the trade to the value trade. 2 hours of time. And if you're doing this at people's houses, I'd encourage you to even consider businesses, because businesses, they're an interesting thing. If you can find a business, let's say a restaurant for hypothetical purposes, and this is not so hypothetical because I'm actually telling you what everyone I know that books events does if they want to secure a free venue, okay? Restaurants are not the busiest on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. That's why they generally have bands and different things in there. If you can find the right type of business, this would probably lend itself very well to, I'm thinking of a few of my clients that are like salons and hair, nails, spa type places. Maybe not necessarily a restaurant, but the point is find somewhere that has a physical location. Find something that's complementary to you. Okay? Because they can have a ton of people. They also already have an audience and influence. And a lot of them sell this stuff anyway. Not saying necessarily yours, but I've seen it in the cases. Whether you're allowed to or not, that's your own company rule. But all I'm saying is you want to find a complementary industry with a venue on a day that they're not going to have anyone in there either way, because the storefront's there no matter what. And I know people that after a year of going to the organization, I was like, man, how did you book this place? You know, what is it? I was thinking about doing something for mine. And, you know, how much does this cost? He goes, I didn't pay for the food or any of this. They were making 100% profit on ticket sales. He had no business. He had no employees. He had no staff. All he did was make phone calls and emails and negotiate all the businesses around Metro Detroit, used them as the venue. They donated food and sometimes drink. He charged for the ticket to have people there. And the business knew they were going to be getting more out of it. Because it was a bump in business, because it was a slow night anyway. I would think a hair salon, massage parlor, any of that would be congruent with what you're selling. So, all right, got that. I got to run. Really enjoying this. Any last comments, questions, or good ideas? I gotta go. I'll put this in 80-20 of the 80-20. Top 4% of most profitable products, 80-20 of the 80-20. Take a look at your whole inventory. Take a look at your customers. Here's what I want you to do. Look at everything you've done and put all the stuff that's worked the best at the top and the stuff that's worked the least at the bottom, and look for the similarities. It's one of the funnest things to do, most revealing, most profitable, most rewarding. And almost no one does it until they hire me and we end up going through it. All you got to do is look at what you have now, because some of it's worked, some of it's not. All you got to do is separate that and do more of this and less of that. 80-20 of the 80-20. What are your top 4% most profitable products? Forget the rest for the time being. Focus on those and find some venues that you can partner with. So, Kevin says, appreciate your time. Coffee is on me next time. Appreciate it, Kev. Congrats to you and Susan. And I'm glad you're here. I was thinking about you the other night, actually, and appreciate you a lot. So, all right, that's it. That's all, folks. God bless.